Hello and welcome back, Transformer TCG fans. Okay, we're going to go over just a couple of battle cards here. Some that might be new, some I kind of wonder if maybe I've just forgotten we've gone over. But still, it might be neat to revisit a few of these if we talked about these before. If not, let's just keep going. I don't have a whole lot of time. Skybot. Skybot is a white-orange hybrid pip color that is an upgrade utility. It is going to automatically give the character focus 1. So that's the nice thing about this. But when the equipped character attacks a character while equipped with a blue weapon, it has +1 to attack until end of turn. Who does? The equipped character. Okay, when the equipped character attacks a character while equipped with the blue, then the equipped character has +1 to attack until end of turn. Not your enemy, of course. It's not going to give your enemy extra attack because they are defending, you're attacking. I didn't say battle, I said attacking. So you're going to be able to get focus 1 whether the equipped character is attacking or defending. You get to call it white or orange, so it's a bit of a not hit and miss, but you get to call it how you want to flip it. You may not always get that extra +1 to attack on it, but it's another nice utility with focus 1. Targeted is up next. I think we've gone over this. I have this as a Decepticon faction card. If you're playing with a Megatron, you definitely want to get this in your deck. It is a hybrid black and green Decepticon trait. So if you're playing with all Decepticons, anybody will be on your team will be able to get this on the flip. If not, then you won't be able to get it on the flip if they're not Decepticon. If you're playing with a hybrid Decepticon character like Twin Core or somebody else, someone else's character or whoever happens to be making dual faction characters, boom, you can get it on the flip. If not, you draw it. It's kind of like a fusion boar in an action card. Let's take a look. The artwork is something I saw on Facebook, stole it, and slapped it on here. So if you drew this, kudos. I wish I could give you credit. And it, illustration, original artists. So I'm trying to give whoever drew this credit without knowing their name. When the defender is Optimus Prime, one of your characters gets +2 to attack and pierce 2 until end of turn. So kind of like a calculated strike. Except if your chosen character is Megatron, he gets an additional +1 to attack and pierce 1 until end of turn. So additional attack and pierce. So now it's gone from attack a 2 pierce 2 to attack a 3 pierce 3 if you have a Megatron attacking an Optimus Prime. So imagine in casual gameplay you have a Megatron equipped with a fusion boar or 2, like say Living Weapon Megatron or something crazy, and you play targeted and you're attacking Optimus. Wow, that's going to be a big hit, whether you're flipping nothing but white and orange cards or whatever. So or whether you're in a heavy orange deck or not. So that's targeted. So there you go. Now, I think we've gone over this. It's been a long time, and it's one of my few hybrid secret action cards, or secret action hybrid cards, whatever you want to call it. Hybrid white-orange, so you can call it either way. Again, only the Decepticons can get this on the flip. So kind of falling in line with the show a little bit, because it was the Decepticons' plan to lure the Autobots into the crevice where the crystals were. That's when he came up with Optimus Prime double, and they had that whole thing going on. So you can play it as an action, and if you do, you simply just do 1 damage to an enemy. It's that simple. But if you play it as a secret action, Reveal when one of your characters defends. When revealed, do 1 damage to the attacker. If it's an Autobot, do 1 more damage. So, yeah. If you're playing Decepticons, you can get it on the flip, play it as an action, do, cheeky, that's what Wasi would say, cheeky damage to your enemy, 1 cheeky damage. But if you play it as a secret action and an Autobot is attacking one of your characters, then you get to do 2 damage back. But if it's not an Autobot, I almost said Dinobot, if it's not an Autobot, you get at least do 1 damage to the attacker. If the attacker is an Autobot, you get to do 2 damage back. So there's that. And it is a rare card for being the ability to actually hit non-attack damage 2 on the secret action side of things. We're kind of leading up to something here. Spider Flashlight, Orange Pip utility. It gives focus 1. Before flipping battle cards when battling, look at the top of your deck. You may scrap it. Ew, what in the world? Okay. When you put this on a character, you may play another Spider Flashlight. Really? Up to 2 Spider Flashlights can fit in 1 utility slot. So you're going to be able to give focus 2 to any character. These can go on anybody. I didn't give any perk to Tarantulas or anything. And because it's focus and being able to get focus 2 for 1 character, you can have, it's an uncommon card. And so it's going to be nice if you're in mixed decks, even though this is an orange pip. You can put it in aggressive decks if you want. But if you have a bit of a mixed deck and you have at least 2 Spider Flashlights, you're not going to be able to get this on the flip. It's not green. Yeah, I said the right color. It's not green. Then you can get up to 2 on 1 character. Boom, focus 2. That's pretty nice. Pretty nice. So let's move on to speakers. Speakers is, you can only put on cars. It's another utility. It's a black pip utility. Only your ranged characters are going to be able to get the pierce off of this on the flip. So that's a little oddly specific. Normally cars are car characters, kind of a mixture. Most of them are melee, but you flip them over to bot mode, they may have a ranged trait, like some bumblebees, maybe sports car patrol, etc., etc. Rescue patrol maybe. But anyway, it's a utility that's going to give +1 for defense, put on cars only. Up to 2 speakers can fit in a utility slot. So this is an image, while Spider Flashlight is from Beast Wars, obviously. Speakers here is from G1. And then we had the other one, Targeted, which was an image from our artwork from Facebook. So speakers here, when the equipped character battles, your opponent has Pulse 1. Well, what is that? Well, originally I thought about calling it Scatter. I actually went to ATP or the ARC's Facebook page and asked them, what do we have a term for, yes, that was me. If we have a term for stopping focus or something like that, and someone finally replied and kind of in question said confuse or confusion, and he was unsure. And confusion sounds okay, but I was choosing between Scatter or Pulse. I like Pulse. This seems to fit as well with these speakers as well as confunding your opponent's focus. So Pulse 1, when an enemy with focus battles who? The equipped character with speakers. Who is it? Your enemy's character with focus has -1 focus. Okay, so if you have 2 of these on a car character, yes, my throttle bots have the car trait on both sides. You're welcome. We have Futuristic Interstate, which can, I think if I remember, because I keep talking about my base cards and talking about that base card in particular, I believe it gives bot modes, bot modes across the table, the card trait, I believe, if I remember correctly. So this can open up some interesting combinations. And if when you have speakers, so you can have up to a defensive 2 from 2 utilities covered in this 1 utility slot with this card, while at the same time whoever is attacking the character with speakers, if they have focus 1, they're SOL. If they have focus 2 and you have 2 speakers, their focus 2 is canceled completely if you have 2 speakers. If you have your opponent has focus 2, maybe they have 2 spider flashlights on a character already with focus 1 on it. Well, now they have focus 3. If you have, and they're attacking your character with speakers, and you have 2 speakers in your utility slot, well, that's going to be pulse 2. So their focus 3 turns into focus 1. Okay? Because the pulse 1 from each of your speaker cards on your character, they're attacking or battling. Even if they're defending and you're attacking with a character with speakers, they're not going to be able to see what they're flipping before they defend themselves. They can't, their focus is gone. And depending on how much focus the opponent enemy character has. So there's that. So let's look at one more, and then I got to call it quits. The secret teleporting trick. All these are utilities. I am the king of the utilities. It's another black pip card. Utility +1 of defense. This is an Decepticon faction card. When one of your white pip secret actions is revealed, while this is on a sky warp, do 1 damage to the attacker. I think I meant for this to be a blank pip. I think I meant this to be a blank pip. Yes, let's make this blank. I think that was because I'm going by the abilities, the 2 different official sky warps that we have. One deals with secret actions, one deals with white pip cards, and possibly let's see here. Okay, so, and we have 2 official sky warps. There's a Raider sky warp, who is an 8-star, I believe. When you flip him to alt mode, you can get 2 secret actions from your scrap. If he's in bot mode, if you play a secret action, you can draw a card. That's why I wanted, when one of your secret actions is revealed. Well, what kind of secret action? A white pip. Well, officially, we only have like maybe 5 white pip secret actions, like Swerve, Overheat, Speed Trap, Dampening Field, Swerve. But I've got some too, and just looking at this one little list, I'm even looking at that. We just went over Carlonium Crystals. If it's a hybrid, you can still call it. It's if you're pulling something from your scrap, it's actually turns into a hybrid. Is actually both of the colors now. When you flip them for attack or defense, you choose the color at that point. But when you're pulling something or dealing with something from your scrap and an ability calls for a certain color, boom, it's either it's orange and white. So there's that. So I've got Carlonium Crystals. The Dominator disc is a hybrid with that's white. Kill Wasp Magic, but that's a secret action hybrid. So what? It's still a secret action. It's still a secret action with a white pip on it. Even though it's a hybrid, it has another color there. It's still a white pip secret action technically. So you can still get the Dominator disc. We're using one of those 2 sky warps with Kill Wasp Magic, potassium nitrate. My optic laser. And who knows what else other people have made as well. Go to transformers.cards. None of my stuff is there, but you'll see a lot of really cool stuff. They have all the official stuff. They have a whole lot of newer stuff you can print out and play as well. So this secret teleporting trick, not only is this artwork from the new comics from Image. And I kind of placed it, put it and placed it to where it looks like the comic here as well, with the images on top of each other, with Skywarp teleporting his harm through a teleport to grab Optimus from behind. So when one of your White Pip secret actions is revealed, not even the win reveal hadn't even happened yet. While it's on, while this utility is on a Skywarp, you get to do 1 damage to the attacker. Wow. So now there is a problem with this. I've got a few secret actions that, oddly enough, can actually be revealed when you are attacking. So I would not suggest using a secret action that gets triggered when you're attacking. Therefore, you're the attacker and you have to do 1 damage to yourself. So let's not do that, okay? So use secret actions that get, have a reveal of when one of your characters defends, when one of your Decepticons defends, when one of your Decepticons is in bot mode or alt mode, etc., whatever the case may be, that you're wanting to try to satisfy. With secret teleporting trick as utility, I almost made this a secret action, but I didn't. I wanted the secret action to be in play, to be revealed, and it has to be one of yours, so you get to be in control of this and have it be in your deck. And like I said, the other Skywarp, the 6-star Skywarp, is actually looking for White Pip cards for the defense to be able to do what? Non-attack damage to the other characters. Do 1 damage to an enemy. Boom! It's going to be giving you the opportunity of utilizing your White Pip cards, your secret actions, your White Pip secret actions, for the opportunity for another cheeky damage on not just the enemy, but your attacker. So make sure you're defending. Make sure it's a secret action that triggers when you are defending. Okay, I stress that. Yeah, I've run that into the ground. And I think that's really all I have time for right now. I've got 1 or 2 others. Well, let's look at Intense Retaliation real quick. Guess what? White and blue secret action. You can include this too. With Skywarp, trying to bring these Skywarps back to life a little bit, eh? So, and yes, this is an image from the new Image comics, which I've been reading. I only have issues 1, 3, 5, and 6, and they're wonderful. I need to do a video about these new comics and Void Rivals. If you haven't read them, I really suggest it, especially Void Rivals. It starts everything, even though it's not really centered on Transformers. But Intense Retaliation, reveal when an opponent scraps a weapon from scraps a weapon from an Autobot you control. So you need to have an all Autobot team, possibly have weapons on them. One of them happens to get scrapped, something like an enforcement baton that your opponent might play to, like an enforcement baton or vaporize. But if they so in hopes that you have all your Autobots with weapons on them, if one of them happens to get their weapon scrapped, and this was your secret action, you get to do 2 damage to an enemy. A nice way to kind of set that up, but it is another White Pip secret action on top of that to help with those Skywarps. Maybe you're mixing up, adding that Skywarp or one of those particular Skywarps with an Autobot, and you have the weapon on the Autobot and not your Decepticon. I don't know. Something to think about, something to play around with. Let's look at one more that's going to be Base Drop, which is another, guess what, a White Pip secret action with the Constructicon trait on there. Reveal when one of your Decepticons defends. When revealed, scrap the active base card. So, and it doesn't matter if it's yours or theirs. Only right now, until I change this, which I want to be able I haven't gotten to it, but the space bridges are going to, or something is going to be able to allow you to really cause chaos to open up 2 base cards and play at the same time. That might be crazy, but I think it could be kind of interesting, really fun. Things might cancel themselves out. You never know. Or make things way too powerful to where cards like some of the ones that we've gone over could really be beneficial from characters of that other people have made Junkions with Oppress and Grift and whatnot, as well as, you know, speakers. But we just went over with Pulse, preventing your character from using their focus, etc. So, but base drop here, you know, scrapping the active base card. If the active base card is Underground Transport, both players are going to be able to draw a blue pip card from their scrap. Underground Transport was your base card. Then you're setting this up and you're in control, and you're like, guess what, you know? But then they get to do the same thing. They get to go into their deck, their scrap, and pull a blue pip card out of it too and put it in their hand, because Underground Transport helps both people across the table. So that's all I have time for. Lot of interesting stuff. We got to finish the base cards. We're going to finish the undisclosed chapter characters coming up soon. I want to finish Unicron. I really got to get back to Unicron. He is so close to being finished, I could sneeze on him. He would probably eat me in return. But I want to say thank you all for being here and listening and joining me and all this. More people are learning about this game. More people are excited for a canceled game. Whether you're coming here for some fun cards to add, for better or for worse. A lot of my stuff is untested. I'll let you know that. Go to transformers.cards for a lot of really well-tested cards as well that are newer. If you've already gone through and played for what you have or want some new stuff to print, new characters to print. You know, I've done a Junkion or two. I've made a Retgar. That Retgar was actually someone else's. Danny, forgot his last name. And that was his idea. I think I have made another Junkion as well, and there's some other Junkions that I have on the back burner that I got to get back to and figure out how I'm going to work them. I don't want to do them the same way that Energon Hustlers or Bayverse did. Mine are going to be different, and they're probably going to be very keep it simple and stupid, the KISS method with these guys. But we'll see what happens. I mean, there's so many more people are learning about this game. Didn't know about this game because Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast failed to market the thing. They could have done so much better than what they did because they didn't market the stupid game. I didn't even know about the game until Wave 2 was on its way. So we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for being here. And as always, throw scraplets at that like button. And as always, Autobots, flip out and let's roll.